There's a verse in the Quran which truly comes as a slap across the face, and anyone with even an ounce of sincerity in their heart will be moved by this verse, as it addresses the reality of this life and comes as a wake-up call to all humanity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, إنما مثل الحياة الدنيا كماء أنزلناه من السماء فاختلط به نبات الأرض مما يأكل الناس والأنعام. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says that the life of this world is like rain that we send down from the sky, producing a mixture of plants which humans and animals can consume. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, حتى إذا أخذت الأرض زخرفها وزينت وظن أهلها أنهم قادرون عليها أتاها أمرنا ليلا أو نهارا فجعلناها حصيدا كأن لم تغن بالأمس. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, then just as this earth that's growing plants and whatnot looks its best, perfectly beautified, you have this beautiful garden, and the people on this earth think that they have full control over this beautiful garden, there comes to it our command, Allah's command, by night or by day, and He mows it down as if it never flourished yesterday. كَذَلِكَ نُفَصِّلُ الْآيَاتِ لِقَوْمِ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. This is how we make the signs clear for people who reflect. Whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says that in this are signs for people who reflect, we best reflect because there are some powerful life-changing lessons that can be extracted. So let's start from the very beginning. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, إِنَّمَا مَثَلُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. Indeed, the life of this world. Now, whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to comment about the dunya, this world, and praise it or condemn it, He never praises or condemns the dunya itself. He only praises or condemns hayatul dunya, the life of this world. It's almost like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made the dunya a vehicle, a car, and the person sat behind the wheel driving this dunya in a good way or bad way, choosing how to live their life. That's the thing that's either praised or condemned. And so when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, indeed the life of this world, He's talking about the way people choose to live this life. But anyway, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says that indeed the life of this world is like rain that we send down from the sky, producing a mixture of plants which humans and animals consume. Now, before human beings came onto this world, this dunya, what was there? There was nothing. It's almost like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has painted you a picture of flat land with no vegetation whatsoever. And when you as a human being were born, you were born with nothing. You had no skills, you had no knowledge, you had no provisions, you had no strengths, you had no relationships, you had nothing, right? And so when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought you into this world of nothingness, and you yourself had nothing, and then He sent down the rain and you began to grow and grow and grow, and He increased you in knowledge, and He increased you in wealth, and He increased you in wisdom, and He increased your relationships, and you built families, and the families contributed back to society, and the human beings built a civilization with high-rise buildings and systems and processes that allow things to work, law, etc. Just as all of that is happening, and Allah keeps sending His rain down, and the earth gets more and more beautiful and more complex, and the people think, yes, we have it figured out. Yes, we know how to run society, we know how to run the law, we know how to run our relationships, we have everything figured out, and we have full control over it. There comes to it our command, Allah's command, by night or by day. We have no idea when it's going to happen, but it will happen, and so we mow it down as if it never flourished yesterday, as if it never even existed. This is how we make the signs clear for people who reflect. SubhanAllah. It's almost like Allah has told you that this world was nothing, and you guys were born with nothing, and I gave you something, and you spent your entire lives building something out of this nothing, and then I just destroyed everything as if it never even existed in the first place. This is a daunting reality, is it not? It's something that makes you think, what even is the point? Why am I even striving? What am I even doing? What even is life, right? Because this is a reality. No one's going to live forever. We're all going to die. Everything that we've done in this life is going to basically just disappear, essentially. So what even is the point? One thing you need to know about the Quran and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that He never gives you the lock without the key. He never gives you a problem without giving you a solution. And so what is the solution to this dilemma, to this daunting reality that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned? Let's look at the next verse. وَاللَّهُ يَدْعُو إِلَى دَارِ السَّلَامِ وَيَهْدِي مَن يَشَاءُ إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. Allah invites everyone to the home of peace. The home of peace. Jannah. Why is Allah referred to Jannah, eternity in Jannah, as the home of peace. Because in this life, this dunya, no matter what you do, there is no stability because it's all going to disappear one day. Wherever there is instability, there is no peace. But Allah is telling you that the entire purpose of this dunya is for Him to invite you to the true home of peace, which is eternal, it's stable, and you'll have whatever you want with nothing unexpected that's going to take from you or give you any problems or hardships. And ultimately, how do you get to the home of peace? Allah says in the next verse, لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا الْحُسْنَى وَزِيَادَةً. Those who do good will have the finest reward and even more on top of that. Whoever does good, whoever drives this hayat of the dunya, whoever drives this life of this world in a good way, Allah will reward them the finest reward and even more. وَلَا يَرْهَقُ وُجُوهَهُمْ قَطَرٌ وَلَا ذِلَّةٌ. That neither gloom or disgrace is going to cover their faces. أُولَٰئِكَ أَصْحَابُ الْجَنَّةِ هُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. It is they who will be the residents of paradise, and they're going to be there forever and ever. But if you choose to drive this vehicle of the dunya in a bad way and use your efforts thinking that this dunya is going to finish anyway, YOLO, let me do whatever I want, let me disobey Allah, let me go drink, party, do whatever, listen to this next verse. وَالَّذِينَ كَسَبُوا السَّيِّئَاتِ جَزَاءُ سَيِّئَةٍ بِمِثْلِهَا وَتَرْهَقُهُمْ ذِلَّةٌ. As for those who commit evil, the reward of an evil deed is its equivalent. Humiliation will cover them with no one to protect them from Allah, as if their faces is covered with patches of night's deep darkness. أُولَٰئِكَ أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ هُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. They will be the residents of the fire, and they will be there forever and ever. So to conclude, realize that this life can be lived in a good way or a bad way. But whatever good you do, whatever bad you do, we are in the land of instability, and eventually it will end. And only in the next life will you have people of the land of peace, Jannah, and people of the fire. So make sure you drive your dunya by doing good and build whatever you can of skills, money, provisions, strengths, and use it for goodness so that you can ensure you have the finest reward in the next life.